working on specific suffixes, these are very common to what we're going to see in our course. If you'll recall, a suffix is going to come after a word root and just modify that word root just a little bit. AL is going to mean pertaining to, which is just a really fancy way of saying dealing with. Sight is very common, so it's going to mean sell. Ick is just another word for saying pertaining to or dealing with. Phobia, you've probably heard of, which will be fear of. Now, the opposite of phobia is going to be philia, and a condition you'll learn about later in your career is something called hemophilia, which is a condition where an individual, their blood doesn't clot properly. It's a clotting disorder. And so that word hemophilia means blood-loving. And so someone with this condition, any kind of injury causes excessive bleeding, hence the term hemophilia. We're going to work some of these examples together here, but what I want you to go ahead and do is pause the video and see if you can break these words down into their word parts and also the definition of those word parts. Now, breaking down this first one here, gastric. So that will be our split. Gaster is going to be our word root, which means stomach. Ick is going to be our suffix, meaning pertaining to. So put together, this entire word means pertaining to the stomach. Our next one is going to be pericardial. This is going to have 3 word parts. So our first one, peri, means around, and that's going to be our prefix. Cardi is our word root, and that's going to mean heart. AL is going to be the suffix, which means pertaining to. So put together, this entire word is going to mean pertaining to around the heart. Our next one is thrombocyte. So thrombo is going to be our combining form, and that's going to mean clot. Cyte is going to be cell, so put together, this is a clotting cell. And this is just a fancy way of actually saying a platelet. Endochondrial is going to have 3 parts. Endo is going to be our prefix, which means in or within. Chondri is going to be our combining form, which is just going to be meaning cartilage. AL is our suffix meaning pertaining to. So this entire word means pertaining to in the cartilage. And so when you get to your lecture component, you're going to learn about a type of bone growth called endochondrial growth, which is going to be where bone is actually formed from a cartilage model. Our next one is going to be hepatocyte. So hepato is going to be our word root here, meaning liver. Cyte is going to be cell, so this is a liver cell. Then we also have renal. So breaking that down, ren is going to mean kidney, and that's our word root. AL is going to be the suffix meaning pertaining to, and together this just means pertaining to the kidney. We also have to talk about something called anatomical position. And what anatomical position is it is a term to standardize how we talk about something on a body. So you can imagine if someone in a different state, their human anatomy courses, they learned the body being someone standing straight upright with their arms above their heads, versus us, if we learn in the traditional anatomical position, we're going to run into some problems if we're trying to talk about the elbow versus the wrist. In our case, the wrist is going to be below the elbow, whereas if they're in the other state's case, if they learn with their arms above their head, the wrist is going to be above the elbow. So what anatomical position is a standard term that we are always going to refer to a body part being on the body. And what is anatomical position? Anatomical position is going to be standing upright, arms straight down by the side of the body with the palms facing forward, and then also the head's going to face forward, eyes open, mouth closed. So here's a picture of anatomical position, and our model here doesn't seem too happy to be on display for us, but that's all right. First off, notice it is standing straight up here. Their arms are going to be down to their sides with palms facing forward. Head's going to be facing forward, eyes open, mouth shut. And this is what anatomical position is going to be referring to.